All right, problem 1. It wants to know the slope, which is how steep it is between these 2 points. It wants to know the distance, how far apart they are, and the midpoint. Where's the middle point between these two guys? So let's start with slope. Well, we know slope is rise with the y's and run to the exit. So it's the change in y's, which is how much it's going up, divided by how much it goes over, the change in the x's. So all I have to do is subtract. I'm going to go ahead and do 10, the first y value right here, minus, no, don't want that, 10 minus the 4 divided by, now, since I started with the 10, I must start with these 6 right there. That's the x I have to start with. Whichever y you start with, you got to start with the same x in that ordered pair. So 6 minus 3. This will give us 10 minus 4 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. We have a slope of 2. The distance, well, distance is just the Pythagorean theorem. It's the change in our x's squared, which is the horizontal leg, and then the change in our y's squared, which is the vertical leg. So what's the difference of our x's? Well, 6 and 3 has a difference of 3. So that's 3 squared. No matter how you subtract them, even if you have a -3, a -3 squared is going to give you +9. So here, it's not going to really matter how you subtract them. The y's, 10 and 4, has a difference of 6. So this is going to be 9 plus 36, the square root of that, which is the square root of 45. And so we can round our answer. I know 7 times 7 is too much. So this is about 6 point. You're going to have to use a calculator. I'm going to guess that it's going to round to 6.8, maybe 6.7. You're going to have to check on your own. The midpoint, it's just the middle point. How do you find the middle of anything? You add them together and divide by 2. So in this case, what I'm going to do, the midpoint, I'll add my x's together. I mean, our formula is add your x's together, divide by 2. That's how you find the middle of anything. And then add your y's together, y sub 1, y sub 2, divided by 2. So adding our x's, 3 plus 6 divided by 2. Add our y's, 4 plus 10 divided by 2. This gives me 9 divided by 2, which is 4.5, and 14 divided by 2, which is 7. Problem 2, slope, changing your y's, changing your x's. So I'm going to do -5. I'm going to start with the first point this time, minus -3 over 1 minus -1. So it's going to change to a plus there. So I get -2 on top, plus there, 2 there. -1 is my slope. Distance between them. It's the change in your x's squared plus the change in your y squared. So how far apart are my x's? 1 and -1, that's a difference of 2. So 2 squared. Difference of -5 and -3 is 2. So that's 2 squared. So 4 and 4, it's the square root of 8. Square root of 8, well, 3 times 3 is almost, 9. So it's almost 8. So this is going to be approximately, I'm going to go with approximation of 2.9 because I know 3 times 3 is there. It might be 2.8. I don't know. You have a calculator. We could just simplify this answer. Please know that the exact answer would simplify to 2 root 2 since 8 is 3 sets of 2s and 1 pair comes out. Midpoint. All right. Add your x's together and divide by 2. So 1 plus a -1 divided by 2. Add your y's together and divide by 2. That's 0 divided by 2, so it's 0. That's -8 divided by 2, so it's -4. So there's your midpoint.